Months before California's historic special election to redraw the state's congressional map, President Trump, along with his GOP allies, are turning to the courts to intervene and stop the vote before it happens. KCAL political reporter Tom Wade is here. And Tom, President Trump will ask the Supreme Court to get involved.
That's what he's saying right now, and we'll get into that in just a second. But we also have some new interesting finance numbers, some campaign finance numbers to share with everyone, because the money is pouring in. All right. State Republicans claim the ballot measure to redraw California's map, called Prop 50, well, they're saying it's illegal. The California Supreme Court already rejected one GOP challenge to the measure last week, but they're trying again. Meanwhile, President Trump took shots at Governor Newsom from the White House. The Patriot Shop is now open. Governor Newsom continues trolling President Trump and his supporters online with a new store featuring spoofed MAGA-themed products, including a hat that says Newsom was right about everything, and even a holy Bible that's, quote, sold out, a dig at President Trump, who sold Bibles to raise money for his campaign. At the White House Monday, the president leveled his trademark insult at Newsom when he was asked about the historic redistricting battle.
Yes.
Trump says he's planning to ask the Supreme Court to block the special election here in California, launched by state Democrats, designed to knock out up to 5 Republican House seats in the 2026 midterms.
Well, I think I'm going to be filing a lawsuit. We're going to be filing it through the Department of Justice.
It was Trump who started the 2026 redistricting battle by getting the Republican governor of Texas and his GOP-controlled legislature to redraw their congressional map to eliminate up to 5 House Democrats in 2026.
House Bill 4 is finally passed.
Governor Newsom and California Democrats retaliated last week, approving the special election to redraw California's map. Republicans here announced on Monday they are asking the California Supreme Court to block the election, claiming Democrats did not follow the law.
They broke the rules in multiple ways. 1, they combined 2 unrelated subjects into one measure, forcing voters into an illegal take-it-or-leave-it choice on 2 separate subjects.
For now, the election is set for November 4th. The measure is called Prop 50, and cash is already pouring in on both sides. We did some digging, and here are some of the biggest donors. On the yes side, $2 million from Newsom's campaign war chest, a $2 million donation from House Majority Super PAC, and $1 million from the Service Workers Union, SEIU. On the no side, Charles Munger Jr., whose father was a billionaire investor and worked closely with Warren Buffett, wrote checks for $10 million, $55,000 and $35,000. Campaign records show a slew of individual donors pouring money in as well. Governor Newsom says, unlike Texas, where the GOP unilaterally changed their map, voters in California get to make that choice.
We have now a special election on November 4th. We're looking forward to the voters doing something the voters have never been tasked to do in any time in U.S. history, in the most transparent and democratic way, making a determination for themselves what maps are appropriate redistricting. That is in stark contrast to what happened in Texas, where those maps were drawn at Mar-a-Lago.
If President Trump does file suit with the Supreme Court, it's unclear when or if they will take up the case. On the lawsuit brought by the California GOP last week, the California Supreme Court acted pretty quickly in rejecting their challenge, but it's not clear when we may hear from them on this latest legal action. Rudabe?
Tom, thank you.